And welcome. This is the Chantel Heart Show blog. You all know it as that. And the reality show is the Chantel Show. So I've known that for quite some time, that was brought to me, but I didn't pay it any never mind. Wilding out with the PTSD and healing from the mental health. Haha. But I am trying. And in several thousand years, here I am. So guess who? iHeart's own Sonya, theatrical major, playwright, production, engineering, communications, radio announcer in sports, entertainment, commentary, politicians, you name it. So to name a few, you've also seen me in film, maybe on the red carpet back in the day, as director, behind the scenes, wilding out in some catalog production, music, and songs, writing sessions of America, things like that. So I'm your host, of course, the Sonya from, of course, Broadway theater, playbill, that good stuff. Let's name a few record companies like Sony Music, Republic, Universal, there's RCA, and the list goes on and on and on. Who haven't I served, right? So, I'm coming to you because I'm definitely over time with recording. And out of time with telling you what season it is. Also out of time with keeping up with it because I just haven't been as inspired as I need to be. So, waking up from the dead, of course. And that is on so many other different levels. But I'm excited, and my goal is to return back to the iHeartRadio studio, where God has given me a chance to speak, to live. Although lately I have been feeling like I want to fade away, like vampire fade away. So that just comes with eating healthy, taking care of yourself, wellness, drinking the right things, putting the right things in you, praying to the right God, and yeah. So, continuing to introduce myself as the host. I'm also on iHeart platform, the Chantel Heart Show blog, as well as Enisedalliance Alliance, which is ED Diplomacy Alliance podcast, which has been shortened to EDD Radio. So, I want to come to you. I choose to love iHeartRadio because I invested in it 2005, 04, and became an investor. And I was discovered by Tom Joyner and Kathy Hughes. So supporters pitched in and they threw me a bag. Amen. And I was discovered and fought for that spot. Although I was claiming that I was the baddest. And I got checked real quick by a lot of people at Clear Channel Radio, iHeartRadio, you name it. So while fighting for that spot, I did serve very quickly as most, I think it was the newest and most likable, most favorable, something like that, by Tom Joyner and Kathy Hughes, as well as the other staffing of my peers on iHeartRadio. And so I got to be nominated same time win with the NAACP Image Awards, and you name it, and the list goes on and on with the awards that I received. And I'm excited to be still the second baddest DJ in the land and beyond with this reality show, Chantel Show. But I'm speaking from the Chantel Heart Show blog because that's my baby. I built it on the back of blood, sweat, tears, and, trauma, crisis, you name it. Chantel's Heart is a podcast name. I did not get married to a man with the last name Hart. It is just simply representing that everything that represents me is my heart. I wear my heart on my sleeve, which that is not in the script. But I do. That's who I am. And everyone who knows me knows that. So, good evening, listeners. This is a pre-recorded episode. We are not live yet. Welcome to the special edition. And again, this is the Chantel Show. Guess we're going to tie in the reality show with the podcast, and that is the greatest idea ever. I am known as the DJ disc jockey out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Shouts out to my family and friends and people who have maybe passed on without violence. I don't know if I'll ever see or even remember them, but things that have happened. So I'm excited. I don't mean to spark tension, but I brought up the Tom Joyner and the Miss Kathy Hughes being discovered, that I'm picking with Tom Joyner, that I still feel like I could possibly, now with the reality show, be the baddest, the number one DJ in the land. So I know Tom Joyner is not going to let me by with that. So I contribute to the supporters who have helped me to even have a dream to come true with Clear Channel, with Radio 1, with Reach Media, BET, etc. Networks back in the day that I have networked and contributed to out of pocket, and to all the shareholders, but that was then. So hopefully I can find out, sitting at the board table with the attorneys to come, with my fingers crossed in Jesus' name, that I make it to see that and to see what the numbers are as a shareholder. I would like to see syndicated radio stations re-support me again, as they did in the Wisconsin, Illinois area, as I used to throw Wisconsin surrounding regional area parties. If anybody who remembers Sonya in Milwaukee, I will host parties at the radio station. I will get there wee hours of the morning before the sunrise. I will leave late, okay? Putting in the best work in production and scripting and transcribing with my own hands, okay? We didn't have all this fancy apps today, then that we have today. So, missing Milwaukee, missing the Chicago atmosphere of those days. But as I'm older, I'll leave that for the young folks. You remember when I used to play Friday, Just Got Paid, the 90s theme song, when I would wake everybody up. Hey, this is Sonya, your girl. Wake y'all butts up. I'm going to get y'all ready for work. Come on. Y'all know y'all gonna get fired. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you keep your jobs. So that was my spark personality, and I would just crack jokes, and I would just take my time with the kind of jokes, that I would tell, and I would take my time talking to real people. And I would, this is for the people who are aspiring radio personalities and hosts and podcasters who really dream of doing communication, and not just to make $1 or not just to have some kind of platform because you're bored. I mean, really putting the work in with your, footwork and with your experience, the journey. So I did that way back in the day. So this is to motivate you that really no matter what age you are, I want to inspire any and everybody in this podcast that you can do it, and you should. Where are we in Trump's today time? Okay, that's I'm too far ahead. We're gonna get to the Trump freeze and the Elon Musk. I'm gonna read some of the Twitter, now known as X, the Chantel Heart 3. You can follow me there to see my response. And it's been a mess. It's an uphill battle, uphill climb, and only together can we make it. But I went out to Milwaukee with my mom, and we went to see if anybody remembered the Sonya morning show on WMSE radio. You look that up. Milwaukee's WMSE, yeah, it's college radio, and I was recently trying to get back with them and see if they were interested in taking me back. Although I know that's like, why would you go back that little like that? But I just wanted to share an episode with them, or maybe 5, because they worked it out and helped my dreams come true. And so this is like a lot of my contribution should go back to that college radio. And the fact that they're still even there, like I remember going past there about, I know it was like over 10 years ago. And I was so excited, and I felt it was so awkward to be back, and I could just feel my age and just looking at my little girl that was next to me, my baby girl, Kin Kin. And I'm like, wow, we're just looking around at the water and downtown and all the people and how restaurants are new that wasn't there before. So it's something how time can change, and something how you can still age beautifully like fine wine. And, but still so much seem, so different. But it felt good and awkward to be there. So anyways, I went to a couple of restaurants and neighborhood doors. I wanted to get a feel of the people. And they was like, yes, we remember you. And they was like, but you was skinny then. So I showed up like big and, I wasn't whipped up like I was then. But the fact that they was like, you look familiar. And it was like, the only thing is, it's just you changed, but it's your voice. And I like secretly cried. And my mom's like, you deserve to do that. Feels good to know that you're recognized and remembered like that. And so I launched a podcast, and it has taken me forever, seems like. But I don't care about the numbers. I don't care. Wait a minute, yes I do. I care about the numbers. I want the numbers. But what I'm saying is, it's like when someone says, I don't care about the money, I did it from my heart. That's what I mean with that concept. So I would have everybody come, and I would do the meet and greets. I'll have the giveaways and the competition and the contest. They're like, bring that back. My mom's like, the last thing they need is you to bring back partying. So, I have a background. It's dysfunctional, like most families, But you know what? She brought out a good concept. We, like Erica Campbell, we need a little more Jesus, okay? So I was thinking about opening up. Now, I know there's some controversy about this. A Christian nightclub. Now, I've had my share of opening up some clubs. Some ghetto clubs. And some real big clubs. But I want a nice venue that's really going to just let people worship. That's really going to let people heal. No matter, like, you step into my joint. And, well, it can't be a joint because that's considered a Jew joint. Okay, this ain't a cotton club. I reiterate my words. When you step into my establishment, the venue, I want you to feel a whole lot more Jesus. I want you to feel like you're in a safe place. You have to feel like you're in a safe place, because I've had my share of not feeling safe. And I've had my share of not being safe at all. I've had my share of running down the street looking for some help. I've had my share of running down the street being out of it. And it's due to gatekeepers, it's due to the elite industries, it's due to, what we surround ourselves with. And my establishment is to allow you to be free. Now, my establishment is not a non-denomination. That's like a sword, right? So, and I don't want to bring controversy. And no, you can never in a billion years come on my show and debate me. I'm sorry. Not this show. Not ever, never, never. Because I'm so certain that I don't need to do that. I'm so certain that my words, when they're conveyed by the message that God gives me and the visions that he gives me and the things that I really feel when I really think about it, I don't need your debate. Well, I should say I don't need the dictatorship. We have enough of that in politics. So, you are welcome to Powerhouse Life Group. It's going to be on Facebook, and I'm trying to push the network. I'm trying to push contacting the news, social medias. Now I'm working on influencer brand agencies to help come pick me up, because this needs to move. We are in Revelations, the biblical times, hidden scrolls. We don't know where we want to be, what we're doing, how to do it. So religion is everywhere. But if you follow the visions and the dreams, they will make itself plain, and that will eliminate our hypocrisy. That will eliminate our frustration, our confusion. That will eliminate our disobedience, shall I say. So in the apostolic doctrine, it's the oneness, like number one. And this is not that podcast, but that is what, not the nightclub. A lot of people are going to be saying that and look at it that way. But it's a Christian atmosphere where it's going to be open till late. But we ain't doing it 1 a.m. because folks got to get up and go to bed. School, they got kids. You be home with your kids. You need to be at home. If you have a husband and it's good to you, she good to you, you need to be at home with that. If you got grandma, elderly loved ones, your guardianship, if you got some rules, you're just not supposed to be out after 11, you need to be back home. So we want to close the establishment about 11:30, right? Maybe 11. And kids are welcome, you know. We don't want the baby and the diapers in there. I'm sorry. No. But the kids are welcome, you know. When the baby gets up bigger than the age of a toddler threshold, they can come on in there. So, and I'm working with investors that I sent an email to work on build out for that. Hopefully they have some establishments that's already done. I've already talked too long on this. This was not even in my script, but I'm so compassionate and excited about it. So yeah, I promised those guys in the neighborhood of Milwaukee, going all the way back to the Milwaukee area when I went to visit, and I promised them that I would return. But I didn't know exactly how or if I really was going to return. I knew that I was determined to keep my word. Now, I don't know if they're alive. I don't know if they're in their right mind to even remember that day, me. But the Chantel Show has brought a lot of spark. So I say that did it in itself. Thankful to those of the reality show. Thankful to those of my children and others who have made this possible. And I said earlier, you know, reality show wouldn't be a reality show with a little bit of drama. So I'm a producer who understands that with the Tiana Taylor and Iman Shepherd. That is mine, all me. She, her, I. And I'm not sure if they published all the episodes. I'm going to reach out to the young lady who carried out the Tiana Taylor catalog. And you know her as Tiana Taylor. And she will remain Tiana Taylor. And we will see if we can continue to get those episodes going on. You know. So, I just want to give you an update on me as the host. And my discovery. And where I am. What I've been up to. My greatest inspiration is the Illinois' own Miss Delilah. Who remembers Delilah? Chicago, you know? I was a teenager when I first heard Delilah. I think I was 13 years old. And I don't know where I was. I can't remember anymore. You know, trauma has happened and it had an impact on my memory. So I suffered memory loss. I can't remember, but I know in my early podcasts, if you can find archives, I have it in those archives. So we need to dig up the iHeartRadio Sonya Morning Show and get that background and connect that to the Chantel Show. But anyways, moving on. Miss Delilah, I thank you. I love you. I miss you. Condolences to your losses. I too understand losses of people that I love. People I didn't get to say goodbye to. I didn't get to attend their funerals. For many reasons, and it was never because I didn't want to. So, an angelic coach friend who has saved my life, and she was the reason how behind me getting hired at WMSC College Radio in Milwaukee turned iHeart with Tom Jordan and Kathy Hugh. So, giving her a beautiful shout out to my baby girl Shamaya, a loving family member that is more dear to me. It is still so hard to talk about in this very city that I sit in, Macon County, about an hour outside of Chicago. Terrible violence. I still have nightmares. I was not there. I have wrestling nightmares of me not healing and a child being lost and crying out. If you only know what that feels like, it's hell. And I need great therapy, and I need to talk about it. My baby girl King has said, Mommy, you need to go to therapy. I'll go with you. I'm just going to have to get signed up for that. Because, y'all, I need to scream. I really need to scream. Because screaming on the inside, sometimes it's just not enough. And it's many different other things that I can't get into because right now we're not in that segment just yet of the show. Shemaya was shot in the back of the head. I don't know if it was a threat from the industry, as in Angie Stone type of threat. And I've sent my support and my powers to connect with higher up to see what we can do about that. Because I understand and have been afflicted and affected by that very thing. Cults and culprit. It needs to end. Just like they got secrecy, we need to have secrecy. And eliminating things like they eliminate innocence. So shouts out to Shemaya. Heaven's got a real angel. Loving you, and my heart is heavy. It's kind of hard to breathe right now. I gotta breathe. So that's something that I and nobody in their right mind will never get over, and that's losing a child. It doesn't matter if it's surrogate. It doesn't matter if it's one you birth. When it's yours, it's yours. When they know you, they know you. Thankful that I have enough to bury my love in, but I haven't had those opportunities. Other times I've sabotaged my opportunities to bury my love into my children because of the mental illness that affected me. But I leave it in God's hands to give me that moment in time. Because in this very moment, and it's off script, you can never have the right words to say when it comes to losing someone. So, Miss Delilah, in a way, I understand. I really do. And to others who have lost someone, who are radio announcers and in communication broadcasting or whatever industry you serve, you know. And it's no excuse for our streets. And I'm happy with taking guns off the streets. But somehow an idiot finds a way to find one. And to just go crazy. Of course, I wish she would have stayed home and never left. I wish they would have answered my call and come to see me, because I would have saved her. But God has his way, his way of doing things, and we don't understand, nor do we agree with it. I don't agree with God's decision. I don't. But I have to understand that when we become adults and choose an adult, we make our own decisions. And we have to live with that, as hard as it may sound. I'm not saying it's our fault. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is we have to pray about God. When I go outside, should I go today? Where should I go today? Send the angels of the Lord ahead so that they can protect me and shield me, you know? And I pray right now in this very second, in this hour, for my grandchildren especially. Because they're so innocent, you know? And they can't do for themselves. You know, so we have to pray over our house. We have to pray over our children. We have to pray for the community children, you know, orphans. We have to pray over them because they deserve better, you know. And let's agree to disagree, but agree to agree on common sense, the loyalty to the gods. Our ancestors are ever more alive, and we connect to them. They will speak to us. Mine do all the time. And keeps me safe, as well as others out there that's alive and well, that are keeping us protected and safe, and I'm thankful of that. But there's nothing like ancestral protection. I'm not even sure if that's a word, but there's nothing like your loved one supporting you and looking out for you, you know. So let us continue to create, see something, say something, and create programs and apprenticeship programs and our incentives and, you know, developments, you know, blueprints to take care of our babies, you know, and go out there and find a baby, you know, and love them and help and be honest about your help. Don't have a hidden agenda acting like you helping somebody and they never know what you're doing. They never got a word in what you did. They never knew what you did in your hands in, what you've been receiving, how you've been going about it. It's wrong, and it will be exploited and exposed. Love is just love. And so, of course, so Shemaya, I love you more than ever. You can hear me. You can see me. And to all those who have passed on in this afterlife, outer life, to my ancestors, I love you and I pray for you. You get to say that because the universe is ever more alive. So moving on. Oh, that was intense. That was difficult. That was therapeutic. I'm inspired to rehost meet and greets. I do have an LLC that I launched for meet and greet. I desire it to be my family helping and being a part of it because it makes a difference with some 360 type fun and cameras to, capture those moments. And yeah. So that is my 30-minute, I believe, of my show. And I think that is pretty much a wrap almost. I do want to recap some notes that I took tonight, not only celebrating and recapping the Chantel show and all of the accolades, achievements, and drama that we've got with it. It's been an incredible journey. And I've gotten all the insights about it. I just haven't seen it. I just haven't made an appearance, which is awkward, I know. But I had to do some more praying in silence. So I've mentioned to you my achievements of the NAACP Image Awards, to the Oscars, to Grammys, Emmys, Brit Awards, MTV, VH1, Encore, etc. And I have not walked across the stage to receive any of those because those moments and years were sabotaged. So I was being honored and awarded with my, I would say, sort of kind of deleted, missing. Okay, you get where I'm going with that. But God said no, so don't call me out. So I found a website on Complex magazine, and the blog was talking about executives like myself that was boxed away, articles that was boxed away, cobwebs in the offices. The office hadn't been cleaned and you couldn't mention names, and I knew I was one of those persons. So fighting under litigation with that, because that's just unacceptable. So wrapping up the show, I thank you. And you've received a whirlwind of information and feeling an update on the status of